this for me. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome to the solo final of the 2026 USA Jigsaw Nationals. Welcome. We are so excited to have you here. Bet you guys are so excited. A little nervous. I'm a little nervous too, you guys. It's going to be good, though. It's going to be great. We're so excited to have you see what's inside of your puzzle bag. Your unreleased puzzle, thanks to our wonderful, giant, awesome sponsor, Ravensburger. Give them a round of applause. You guys already know all the rules, but just a quick reminder, there are 200 of you in this room. Give you guys a round of applause for making it to our finals. You guys will be puzzling to be one of the top 10 to get some really cool puzzle trophies, and one of the top 3 to get some really cool puzzles, because you definitely need more. And the first place winner also gets $1,000 cash prize, $1,500 cash prize. You guys are going to have an hour and a half to complete this 500-piece puzzle. Like I said, you know all the things. So only reminders, if you happen to open your bag and have an uncut puzzle, make sure just to stand up, wave your hand around. We'll run over with a puzzle for you, and then that's when we'll start your timer. If you have any other similar issues, same protocol. And as you get to the end, remember, hands up. That way we know you're done, and wave them around to celebrate that you are done puzzling. So with all of that, I want to make sure you guys are ready. So what I'm going to do is ask for you to be as loud as you can and let me know, are you ready to puzzle? We're going to start the countdown. We're going to count together in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, puzzle!
Oh my goodness. Hello and welcome everyone to the 2026 USA Jigsaw Nationals. We are here from Atlanta, Georgia, bringing you the Individual Puzzle Championship event. I am Valerie Coit, one of your hosts for today. In a moment, I will be joined by the MC of this event, who you just saw on stage, Aly Krasny. We are going to be talking all about this incredible reveal of a Ravensburger round puzzle for our final. This may be throwing people for a bit of a loop. We haven't had a round puzzle in competition thus far, so this is the first time one is appearing in one of our events at Nationals. We were so excited about this. The name of the puzzle is, and I want to get this right, it's Bow Bridge Beauty. And the artist is Dominic Davison. Absolutely gorgeous puzzle. I love this artwork. I can't wait to see how the puzzlers attack this. And I think it's going to be possibly a really fast finish, but I want to know, what do people think out there? I think it's going to be maybe a little bit challenging. Like I said, we haven't seen a round puzzle in competition for an individual championship event like this, so this is maybe going to be a bit of a game changer for folks. The people that are used to that typical rectangular Ravensburger puzzle, they're going to have some new challenges potentially. Ravensburger round puzzles are, of course, like a different cut than they're maybe used to. You got, a different edge. I mean, it is usually still really easy to find that edge piece with this. It's still pretty distinct, but it'll be interesting to see how people approach this. Welcome to the commentary desk, Aly. You did a great job getting us kicked off, and I'm so excited that we get to do this commentary together.
Me too. I'm so excited to hang out and talk about puzzles. And pretty soon we'll do puzzles at the end of this weekend too.
I hope we get a chance at some point. It's been kind of intense to just be able to, it's been a bit torturous watching everybody do these beautiful puzzles and not be able to do them ourselves.
Exactly.
We both come from a speed puzzler background.
That's right.
So we know what this feels like right now for these people that are just going to be going as fast as possible
oh my gosh.
to get this puzzle completed. What do you think?
Oh my gosh.
You've seen the art before.
I've seen the art
Obviously,
before.
We have, because we're both also organizers of this event. So we kind of knew that this was going to maybe throw people for a loop. But I mean, what do you think? Is this going to throw people off, or are they just going to take it all in stride?
I think that's a great question. I think it'll be very interesting. I think some are going to be really excited. Some have been practicing all sorts of things. I feel like forever puzzlers have sort of been like, predicting round puzzles, right? And so
Or-
here it is for them.
Yeah, exactly. So if they were thinking they would see one here, there's maybe a lot of folks out there that have practiced these, in preparation, trying to make sure they've kind of covered their bases, so to
Exactly.
speak, and practiced every potential option they might see come out of that bag, right, during competition. So, but I mean, we haven't had this in a
No,
final
we
or
haven't.
in a prelim.
No.
So we don't really know who necessarily in this field of competitors are the strong puzzlers when it
Like
comes
round
to a round.
puzzlers.
Yeah.
Right. I think we might see some, mix up of who we expect to be the winner, because this is definitely a little bit of an expertise, a differentiator and expertise for some. So
Right.
I'll be curious to see if we have kind of who we expect to win, or if it might mix things up, how much it could mix
right.
things up.
It's hard to say. I mean, coming into this, we have such good puzzlers. I mean, the U.S., we are fortunate. We have a deep bench of very fast puzzlers in this country. We compete at the world's level with people that can make it into the top and get on the podium. And so there are people here that, and they've had rounds at Worlds before. So this maybe isn't as, it's not like they've never done this before.
Right.
It's not their first rodeo. But it maybe does throw them for a
Yeah.
bit of a loop, because a lot of people, if you're a top competitor, you have a real familiarity with the cut
Right.
when it comes to that standard kind of Ravensburger
Yeah.
cut. So the round, maybe not as familiar.
Yeah, they might be mix it up a little bit more.
Right.
But I love that, because I think it'll show really true talent. Practice helps a lot,
Adaptability,
but
right?
that adaptability, exactly. But at least we did give them a beautiful image. I know how excited you were
know.
when you saw this image.
Oh man, this is like the kind of thing that's like my ideal Sunday afternoon. It's like you just imagine yourself with the cup of tea and the television maybe
Oh my
going.
God, that sounds amazing
And
right
then
now.
you're sitting there puzzling this beautiful image of this like soft color palette. Let's talk a little bit about the image. What do you think is going to be people's approach to getting through
To this thing?
Yeah.
I'm noticing the blue sky up top. For me, I always like to go after what I call the least common color, and that blue is it.
Right.
So maybe that little section
We're
there.
seeing
yeah.
it right there
Yep.
with somebody that is just like working on the blue. That's Jasper Lee at table number 19. Already started getting that blue section together. I think you're right. That's going to stand out. I'm really curious if people are going to go straight for the bridge, because
Oh, yeah.
obviously those pieces, they're the ones that aren't really foliage, or
Right.
so they are going to really stand out.
Yeah.
But I could also see, because of the repeating pattern,
It's a lot of repetition.
the receding lines, that can kind of be tricky for people.
Right.
So I can't tell if it's going to be the last stuff to go in, or if it's going to be where people are
That's a
like, you
good-
know what, I'm going to build off of that
Yeah.
and really just get that in there, because you do have lines. So that
Yeah,
helps.
there are lines and there's shadows, and there are kind of along the edges of it. They might be able to do kind of some of the edge of it and then fill it in from there. But it reminds me of previous puzzles that we've had where it's kind of that similar large section like that, and it's been tough. So it might be the last thing they fill in.
Right. It's just so hard to say, because the other thing I think I would be drawn to, but maybe not in a good way, I kind of wonder if people are going to think, oh, maybe I'll tackle the water,
Yeah.
but then it's a little bit darker.
Yeah, it's darker, and it's a
maybe a little
reflection.
murkier, and it's a reflection. So it could be one of those things that you're drawn to and you start doing and then realize, oh, maybe this wasn't the right way to go. So
Yeah.
it'll be really fun to watch and just to see,
Yeah.
kind of how this
people
progresses.
tackle it.
Right. So we're at about the 7-minute mark, and we've already got people with the edge fully assembled, just cruising away. Not seeing a lot of sorting happening right
Yeah.
now. Some people, when they do a flip, they'll immediately kind of be touching the pieces. You know, you want to eliminate as many touches as you can because that takes time. So a lot of times people will do a flip and they'll sort of sort as they're flipping the pieces and getting their kind of field of play ready to go. I'm not really seeing much of that. It seems like people did the flip, grab the edge, and then immediately tackled the edge.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be more picking up the pieces that they're going to have going in. Look at Emma Williamson there,
She's
just jamming out.
That's amazing.
Jinx.
She,
Yes.
I think someone said yesterday, she's so spunky.
I know, she
love it.
is. We love Emma, and she has these great reactions too to like the puzzles, and
She's so great.
yeah, she's fantastic. So I love that. She plays some really hype music.
Yeah.
She was talking about when she's puzzling.
I love
That's
that.
another thing you'll notice. A lot of puzzlers wearing headphones. They kind of just want to shut
That's
the
right.
world out. Focus on that puzzle. So here we have Irina Shvchenko. She's like tackling that blue, just like you said, Allie. So good call on
Nailed it.
that. She's grabbed those blue pieces and getting it in. I also noticed she's grabbed those purple flowers on the one
Yeah,
side
I
as
thought
well.
that might be.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
and
she's
those
got that.
purple and those red flowers, those might stand out. But then
Yep.
the rest of the full, maybe this orange,
Little
so
yellow,
that might be
yep,
a
at the
lot
bottom
of the
white
edge.
flowers. Yeah, so one of the nice things about this puzzle, and Ravensburger does this really well with their design, is variance. So you don't always have like big sections with the same. So they have all these flowers, but each flower is distinct. So it makes it really easy to just grab that little section and plop that in there. I could also see this little bit of cloud that's kind of a
Yeah,
bright
I
yellow.
see that too.
Yeah, that could totally dry your eye. And then the buildings.
The
We haven't
buildings.
even talked about the buildings.
Yeah.
For sure,
this
the
would
buildings.
be fun for like two pieces, these black birds
Right?
in the middle there.
Yeah, this little
That-
like flock of birds flying through.
I was going to say, I think with this, I would maybe start, like, even though some of these teeny tiny sections are only a few pieces, I personally might get a little bit overwhelmed at trying to figure out where to start. It feels like that kind of a puzzle. So maybe those little details of the birds and the, you know, those couple of little patches of foliage, like maybe that would be a place.
We were just seeing on our screen there for a second ago at table 35 with Jessica Straits. She had the bridge going. So
Okay,
she's decided
okay.
to go there and just start getting that bridge going. And there we're seeing Jessa Douglas in the foreground. And it looks like she's also maybe starting to tackle that bridge.
That might be.
That could
it
be.
Might
And there,
be.
yep, there we saw somebody too that was also working on that. I think that's Mary Carty that's working on the bridge. And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
got a good chunk of the bridge
Yeah, it
done.
is.
So that's definitely looking like an approach
That's
for
kind
people.
of the place to
Yep,
start.
Yep, it's giving them a solid place to get going. That's the big thing is when you're doing a puzzle this quickly, you don't want to get stuck. You want to have things that just kind of naturally are flowing. And so as you're kind of strategizing in your brain, you're having to make those decisions really quickly of like, what am I going to focus on? What am I going to grab? And
Right.
and then try to stick with the
Yeah,
plan
yeah.
so that you're not kind of
But know when to
running
cut
all
off
over.
the plan too.
Right,
There's
exactly.
a fine balance of like, okay, this strategy isn't working. Gotta
Right.
try the next thing.
Yes, exactly. So there we're looking at Kyle Kosen, and Mari Black next to him.
And we've got Kelly Walter
Yep.
there at table 3. She's
Yep.
our reigning champion from last year. She was did a sweep of all of the divisions.
Yeah, in 2025, Kelly Walter was the first position on individuals, pairs, and teams. She did a full sweep, which was really exciting. She was sitting right next to Grayson Shannon, also incredibly fast puzzler and somewhat new on the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, I
it's
think
exciting.
I first saw Grayson for our championship last year and hadn't really seen them before. And so it's exciting to see them back and
and doing really well.
doing so
Yeah.
well.
And it's also exciting because Grayson competed really well, kind of came in as an unknown at last year's nationals, and now this year has been recruited to one of the top
Of course,
teams.
of course.
And
It's so funny because I feel like these puzzlers, when they find somebody, they kind of all descend, right?
yes,
Like,
a
it's
new
like-
person appears who's really skilled and fast, and everybody's like, "So, do
So
you have a
like,
team yet?
What are you doing? What are you up to?
Exactly. What are you up to? Would you want to pair with me?" Yeah, it's like kind of amazing. It's
Yeah.
a very welcoming community. So
Right.
you see a lot of mixing of pairs and teams, but this is the individual round. This is a whole different ball game.
Right.
And this is probably the most intense competition
Oh.
for puzzlers.
Yeah, it's definitely the most intense and I think the most stressful because with pairs and teams, you have someone there with you, like absorbing some of that, but solo is intense. I made that noise because, wow, look at the different strategies.
Yeah, right?
Right here.
They're both kind of coming at it completely differently. So Grayson on the right of the screen there has not built the edge out completely, but you're noticing some piles there, has done some sorting, has tried to kind of make some organization out of the chaos, right? And has created some piles, which are going to probably come in handy later and really starting to put things together quickly. So that is one of those things that everybody has their own style. And it's tough because if you're a sorter and you like to get everything ready, you're watching that person at the table next to you and they're just puzzling away, putting things together, and you're like, and I'm still sorting. What am I doing?
But you got to have that confidence to know, like, and this is something all of us kind of have to remind ourselves. My pairs partner, Faith, and I, we both do the same thing where sometimes we'll be doing the edges. We both know we need to do edges first. And sometimes, because that's what works best for us. And then sometimes we'll get into a pattern where we're like, oh, I'm going to skip the edges and do this other thing. And I have to like sit there and remind myself, no, stick with the edges. You know that this works. Like, do the thing that works for you. Just like any other sport, you have to, sometimes in volleyball, most people approach with one versus the other, but sometimes it works the other way around, and you got to do what works for you.
Yeah, go with your strengths, right?
Exactly.
And I do think it's interesting, the ones that don't start with the edge, like there again, we're seeing on the right of our screen. So that is Hannah Sigler next to Kathy Reuter on the left. And yeah, so Hannah's not really doing the edge at all, is really just starting with the bridge and sticking with that. I, myself, in doing a round puzzle, the edge is really helpful because it's a little bit harder to get a sense of reference points on a round than it is on a kind of rectangular puzzle that you're used to working in those dimensions.
Yeah, absolutely.
The round, it's like a pick and place for me in a round would be really tough.
Oh, yeah. You're like,
and by pick and place, I mean when you're kind of picking up a piece going, oh, I know exactly where this goes, and then placing it sort of in the frame approximately. A little harder with a round, just because you're not as used to those dimensions, unless you're somebody that's just doing round after round and really getting used to that. So
right, exactly. Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see that more people haven't done those. In a round, there's always these middle pieces, those like really funky middle pieces, right? And those ones are usually pretty obvious, but there aren't a lot. So maybe it's just not worth trying to find them in the mix of everything. But I'm a little surprised. Oh, I guess we're seeing right here at this table that they maybe have those round pieces in the middle. They're kind of working the middle out a little bit.
They're making good progress on kind of a big sort of chunk there with Sky, a kind of a mixture. So they kind of look like they're looking almost for the piece. And there's Grayson. Grayson is making great progress. Like, look at that. Like, the buildings are nearly complete. Sky is done. They've probably got about a third of that sort of upper, left corner sort of done.
Yeah.
So that's looking really impressive.
It looks really good.
I have no idea what to predict for a time on this.
No.
Usually we come into these and we're like, okay, we're going to make a prediction.
Yeah.
But I really don't know because we're at 15 and a half minutes and we were seeing in prelims, people getting done right around the 30-minute mark, and they weren't like super easy puzzles. They were kind of moderate, but Alice Rowe there on the left, she set sort of the record in the qualifying rounds with coming in with a time
close.
of like 39, so under 31 minutes.
Just almost a sub 30 for
first time on this unreleased puzzle. So a little bit of background on how this works. So we had 4 qualifying individual heats with 200 players in each. 50 of those players moved on to this final round. So we have 200 people in here. They're all sharing tables, as you can see. And from this, we will select the top 10 as prize winners. And it's just, it's going to be really exciting to see how this shakes out.
Yeah, but it's so great. Yeah, we have these, unreleased puzzles for them, so no one has seen these puzzles before, which is such a critical factor to make sure that everyone has a level playing field. I think people are sometimes surprised to find out that if you've done a puzzle before, it makes a difference. Some people, myself included, have improved by like 10 minutes after a second doing it a second time, and so
so that's like critical. You said, it totally levels the playing field. There's no way they could have done this before or practiced with this before, so it's just purely going to be first performance on that puzzle. And I mean, I'm glad I'm getting to watch. Let's just say that. I know it's a lot of pressure. I do hope they have fun with it. I
Yeah.
hope that they're enjoying it, and that I think we've chosen an image for this, and that Ravensburger's provided an image that is pleasurable to work. I don't think it's going to be a puzzle that's frustrating in any way.
Right,
It's
right.
maybe a little challenging just because, it's
Where
a
do you
bit of a
start?
muted palette. Where do you
Right.
start? It's a round. But I don't think anybody's going to come away and be like, oh, that was so frustrating.
Right.
I don't think they're going to necessarily get stuck. I
Yeah.
think they'll be able to move from area to area and,
Yeah.
and cope well with like making those transitions.
Right. It's deciding really just kind of where to focus, and once they get in that groove, I think it'll be easier to kind of like flow.
So there we're seeing Amber Whitmill and Shay Burkett. Amber
Oh, right.
came in second in her qualifying, and so
Oh.
did Shay. And I mean, making good progress. Both have the edge pretty much together, and both have done that upper left corner with
Yeah,
the
that
sky.
sky is
and the
everyone's
buildings.
favorite.
Yep.
It's clear.
Now we're seeing the bridge come together for Amber. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we've got kind of a strategy. It seems like we're starting to kind of see it unfold.
Yep.
What is easiest first?
I will say a lot of people have filled in the flowers already and really identified those pieces, and then others haven't really gotten to that yet.
Yeah.
But that just means when they do get to it, they're just going to fly through it because they don't have a whole lot they're having to pick pieces out of.
Yeah. Oh wow! It's this. This is Alice here on
Yep.
the left of our screen, and she what
Former
would you
national
say?
champ Alice
How far along
won
is
the
she?
whole thing in 2024, and she's, I think, doing quite well.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at the 19-minute mark.
Yeah. She's maybe close to half done. But yeah, Alice, she first came to us, like you said, in 2024. She had only done like a competition in Colorado
I think
or
one
something like that.
other in-person competition
yeah,
before.
She
Yep.
really, no one really knew about her, and she was our little dark horse. In the kind of the far back of the room, we always try to seat people that we think will be the fastest based on their performance history. We try to seat them towards the front, but she was in the back. We didn't know about her.
Yeah, we were sitting at the commentary table, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, the person at like table 88 is about to finish. And we were just like, what?
We're
What is
like,
happening?
What are you talking about? And she finished by a lot. I mean,
And she did in her prelim. She had a really, really strong qualifying round. She finished in just under 31 minutes, as I
Yeah.
mentioned, 8.5 minutes ahead of her next
Great.
closest competitor. That's a big gap.
That's wild.
an intense.
And the
amount
best-
that's huge.
The
That's
best
just
part
huge.
is that one of her friends was just telling me she hasn't been practicing.
Right?
She hasn't been practicing, but she said, "Oh, I should probably practice this last week," and asked her friend to borrow, our fellow board member, Becca Taylor. She asked her, "Can I borrow a couple puzzles? I feel like I should probably practice."
Right?
And so I
Yeah.
wish I could
Just-
practice for 1 week and
Right,
crush it.
and then come and crush it. I mean, she's so talented, and
Yeah.
we're just so excited to see her here and to see her doing well. And I mean, we're happy for all the puzzlers.
Right.
They're all such a delight. They're such wonderful human beings.
They are.
They're so lovely, and they are so happy for each other. That
that's
they
the
support
coolest
each
part.
other. They're constantly rooting for each other. It's like in the other competitions you'll see out the weekend. It's like they get done and they run over to hug their fellow
do.
competitor
It's so
and to congratulate each other. So it's really lovely that
I like
everybody is so
to
supportive.
compare it often, as you know, to running because they're obvious similarities, aren't they?
Of course, totally similar.
But they really are because it's a solo sport, and so really you're competing against yourself. And obviously, you would love to be first place,
Right.
But it's really about how you do as an individual. So you
Yep.
can even win and be a little displeased because you maybe didn't do as well as you wanted,
or wanted a personal best or something like
or
that.
if you do get a
yep.
personal best, but you're dead last, like they're still thrilled. So it's
Right,
really, I said,
right.
I've been saying, like, it's like how we run 5Ks. Not everyone's trying to win the 5K, but a lot of people run 5Ks.
Right.
And everyone's just happy for each other to do it and do
Yes.
well. And
Yeah,
that's the coolest
exactly.
part.
I mean, you are really competing against the clock and the puzzle. You know, it's not so much the other people. It's like, how am I going to do with this? It's not,
Right.
how is that other person
Right.
going to do?
And
Yeah,
these
for
are
sure.
all very talented people, not just in speed puzzling, but in life. I know we were just talking about Alice, and I heard she picked up, I think it was
Rugby. She's playing rugby now.
And she started the season not knowing the rules, and now she's starting.
Yes, exactly.
Or, we've had competitors who...
So many talented people.
like
Yes.
marathoners and ballroom dancing champions, Sudoku champions, things like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
People that I would say if they discover something they love, they really pursue it. They're into it. They are going to do this to its fullest if they can.
That's right.
But as you mentioned, I mean, there's 200 people competing in this round. 190 or so of them are probably like, I know I'm not going to place in the top, but that's not what it's about.
Right.
They're really here to just enjoy themselves, puzzle a new puzzle, hang out with other people that love this hobby, this sport. I will call it a sport.
That's
for
right.
those of you in doubt out there.
Takes
This
abs.
is a sport. Yes, this
Takes
is a
ab
sport.
muscle.
You got to
Takes
have a
back
strong
muscle.
back if you're going to stand and lean over these puzzles. You can see Shay Burkett from here and Kathy Reuter. Both are probably going to stand for the duration of this competition.
That's right.
You have to have intense focus.
Yeah.
Mental game is so important in this, to be able to just fix your focus on that puzzle for at least a half hour, I think we're looking at here. So, I mean, that takes effort. That is mental
Absolutely.
stamina and physical stamina, honestly. After a day of doing these contests, these folks are exhausted.
So tired. Though they do go back to their room and do a puzzle
Well, that's
to
true.
relax. Yeah.
That's what's so funny.
I
It's
know,
like,
it's the
oh, this
best.
competition's so intense. Let's go do a puzzle to
Yeah.
relax.
I'll like practice all day with my teammates and then go home and be like, I want to do a puzzle now. That's weird, but it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah.
so. We're going to kind of go down the line here and look at how our top competitors are doing. So right now we're looking at Kathy and Hannah. So we got Hannah Sigler on the right, Kathy Reuter on the left. It's interesting. Like Hannah Sigler is definitely, it's a bit more of a chaotic approach.
Yeah.
But, still getting a lot together.
Yeah.
We
She's got that bridge like done.
Right,
Which is,
right.
I'm not seeing that elsewhere. So that's really
No, right.
interesting. I wonder if that is because that's the thing she was drawn to and was best at, or she took that strategy and committed to it and just stuck with it.
Yes, exactly.
I wonder, it'll be so interesting to hear some of these puzzlers afterwards.
Right.
Like, you'll see them do this strategy and think, oh yeah, that was on purpose. And then you'll talk to them later and they were like, that was a big mistake. Or they're like, yeah, that was, you were the one that did it and that was the great strategy.
Right. So here we're looking at Shay Burkett and Amber Whitmill. So Shay's on the right there and Amber's on the left. And boy, pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, they
Because
are.
while Amber has a little more of the bridge done, Shay's got those flowers filled in. But their upper left corner with the buildings, the sky, already done. What's interesting is we're seeing where the gaps are is nobody's doing the water.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be last.
I think it's dark.
Yep, and we're seeing the foliage that kind of runs kind of through the middle, like under the buildings and over the bridge, also being an area where nobody's really tackling that yet.
Right.
I think that's smart, because if you've got a bunch of like foliage green kind of pieces lingering around, those might be some of the ones that go in last.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just gonna be so great. I think what's interesting looking at this, as you stare at the puzzle more and more, you see all these little
the
details.
details.
So right on the water, even though the water is maybe going to be a bit challenging, you've got the swans, you've got ducks, you've got the reflections helping you out to kind of guide that process.
Yeah, you've got this kind of reflection of this orange tree next to the swan. That one's kind
Some
of
ripples in
distinct.
the water, so giving a little bit of texture there to work with.
So while it's not the easiest part, it's not the hardest puzzle, I think, right?
No, exactly. But we're at the 26-minute mark. I don't think we're going to see anybody hitting that half hour.
Yeah, I
think
would
it's going to
agree.
take a little bit longer than what we saw with our fastest qualifying
Yeah.
round. But
That's a little harder, so that makes
yeah,
sense, right?
I'm going to put it out there. I think around
Yeah.
the 35-minute mark, maybe
Okay.
we're going to see some finishes.
I think so.
I don't know why I do this to myself.
Right. I'm very bad at things like this. So,
But I just did it. So now, Allie, you have to make a prediction
I
so
can't
that we can
disagree with-
compete.
right, because we like to make everything a competition.
Yes, exactly. So we
Okay,
have
you
to
said
have some
35.
sort of like skin in the game here, Allie. What are you thinking? I mean,
I'm
you
gonna
could just say the
say
same thing. as me.
32.
32. Oh, because
That's
she's
coming
seeing
together.
Alice there, and oh my goodness, yeah. Okay, now I'm starting to feel bad about my prediction because
Yeah, why would you doubt Alice?
I'm not doubting Alice. Alice is killing it as usual, but
Just kidding, of course.
yes, I may have underestimated her skills.
No, I mean, it's tough to tell. This is such a, I think if this were a more standard image, it would be easier to guess. For
Yeah,
instance,
right.
it's unique
I know.
stuff.
I don't know how to guess on a round. I'm thrown for a loop too. Seeing some people who are watching our live stream chat just saying like 33, 48, 37, so other folks more higher numbers. But as we see more Alice on screen, those numbers are going down.
Oh, yeah, we've got everyone.
Oh, they
guessing.
just showed somebody what they're listening to. So Mari's listening to the song Assassin.
I like it. Hardcore.
That's a great idea to have the playlist visible for us to see. Yeah, that's great. So Mari Black, a very fast puzzler.
Yeah, it's interesting, the music piece, because we've talked about this, like, for me, having, like, lyrics can be distracting because I want to sing along.
Right.
But for some people, it works great. And so that's another one of those, like, if it works for you. Though it was interesting, as the USA Jigsaw Puzzle Association, we send out newsletters to our members, and we like to include in there like a reading corner with different like literature or things talking about like mental toughness. But we have put in there before about data surrounding having lyrics in your music and not. And there's some really interesting stuff out there that maybe lyrics are sometimes more of a distraction than not in a lot of different scenarios. But again, it's all about what works for you.
Yes, exactly. I myself wouldn't want the lyrics. One, because I wouldn't want to be in any danger of singing along and torturing the poor person next to me.
We would love it.
I sang for 2 seconds on the live stream yesterday and was like, why was I doing that? That was a terrible idea. But yeah, they're not, I mean, people do make an effort to not distract the people next to them. So
Right.
there's not a lot of singing happening in here. And I should
Right.
actually comment on this. The spectator area in here is packed right now. I
It's
mean,
so full.
we are talking packed, like hundreds of people in here watching this competition, but it is quiet as a library in
They're
here
doing a
right
great
now.
job.
You're going to catch us almost whispering while we're talking
Right.
because I don't want to be disturbing puzzlers who are mere feet away from us as they're
right.
competing. But
Yes,
I
this is
mean,
the ASMR version
Yes,
of competition. But it is great because our crowd does have pom-poms, which you made sure.
yeah, I made sure we had pom-poms this year
And
so people could be cheering.
We found them all weekend. We've been like, where did that box go? Where did that box go?
I don't know, but they found it this morning. But actually, that's perfect. So we have them here for the finals. So people are getting to do some cheering for their
It's
friends
great.
and
And I
family
think
who are
there's
competing.
some signage. There's some signs. And of
Oh,
course,
wow.
our baby
Table
bleachers.
34 there.
Oh,
Wait
wow.
a second.
Hold
Melinda
on.
Schockler is Melinda a
Holy cow.
round puzzle like
That's her
prodigy here? Like what is happening? Because
Holy cow.
she's at table 34. Melinda placed 9th in her prelim round. And here she is,
Oh,
almost
wow.
even with Alice, I would say. She is killing it with this puzzle.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for her. This is
Yes. So we are right now just past where Alice finished in her qualifying round. So this puzzle definitely taking her a little bit
Little
longer, a
tougher.
little bit more of a challenge for her. But watching
Well,
her
yeah,
from here, those
she's-
gaps are filling in quickly. We have a good view
Well,
of
and
her
this is
from our
always
spot.
the interesting part because it's like any race. It's not over till it's over,
Right.
And you have to have that mental toughness to get you all the way to the end. And so even when teams are ahead of each other, behind each other, you can see that change because they hit different bumps in the road depending on their skills, and so we'll kind of see, how each of them manage this.
Yes,
will
exactly.
will Alice swoop in and speed up and be many minutes ahead, or will Melinda, right? Will Melinda just keep on powering through, and we'll
Right.
see.
Right. And now look at this. Lewis, 37, also
wow.
has a lot of the puzzle completed. I feel like our judges are going to have their work cut out for
very
them. We have
stressed for
about
them.
yes, we have about 20 judges on the floor, and they all their job is to monitor and make sure we don't miss anybody finishing, and to write down their time and then turn it into our head judge, who then compiles all those results. And it can be stressful
Yeah.
when it looks like there's about 20
It's-
puzzlers ready to finish at
They
the
think
same
they're
time.
stressed out when they puzzle. We're like, no, we're stressed out because we got to make sure we catch it
Yes.
and make sure to give you the best, the best judging possible. So we're like,
Exactly.
we care deeply about this, and
Yeah, we
it's
wanna
stressful on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make sure you get it right, right? You don't want to mess this up for anyone. And it can be tricky because you judge a lot of these. Allie, you're often one of those people out on the floor. Can you explain what happens when they're getting down to the end and it looks like there might be a piece missing?
Oh, that's the worst when there's a piece missing and you see them neck and neck with someone. So the way that a missing piece, the way that we handle that, we have a penalty. If a puzzler gets to the end, realizes that they have a piece missing, we start a 10-second count. If they find it in those 10 seconds, we stop the clock. If not, we end it there. But when you see them seconds away from each other, it's so difficult
Right?
because
It can mean the
it
difference
can
between
make the
placing
difference.
in the top 10 or not,
Sometimes
or
you're-
placing first and second.
Right. Sometimes you're really glad when you see it right by their foot and you're sort of like, okay, at least
They're going to find it,
yeah,
right? Yep.
yeah.
They're going to find it because there's going to be a little
Yeah.
yellow piece of paper called the Shandling shim underneath it to very brightly guide them towards that piece. Judges don't pick up pieces that fall on the floor. They don't want to accidentally give it to the wrong person. Sometimes it could be that it's traveled a little bit. It's fallen off or flew out of somebody's bag when they opened it a table away. So what they do is they just let that piece sit on the floor and try to help them find it by putting the bright yellow piece of Shandling shim under there, but they
That's-
leave it where it is.
It's been a great development as a newer sport. It's been a great development of how to handle
Things like that,
because
right.
we were like, do we pick it up? Do we leave it? But they might not see it. And that's a bummer, and someone might kick it, and all these things.
Exactly.
And so that was a great way to handle it.
Another puzzling sport innovation in the jigsaw speed puzzling world is the table dividers that you see there from
Oh my
Zacco.
gosh, these table dividers.
Zacco provides these table dividers for us.
Zacco
and-
puzzle boards.
Yes, Zacco puzzle boards. So shout out to Zacco. It's such a game changer for puzzlers to have that strong divide. And oh my gosh, here we go. I think
Who is
that's
that? Is that Alice?
Alice.
That's
I think that
Alice.
we're looking at there.
Okay.
Yep. She's definitely getting closer.
it's coming.
What's interesting, she hasn't done the bridge yet. So she's
I
doing the
know.
bridge last. We've seen a lot of other people that
I
tackle
feel
that
like
first.
that might go okay though, because you're
think
about
so,
to have
too.
things that you have those little tips of color on the
Yes,
end that
yep.
help guide you.
So she's
where
going
those
to
might-
fill in all the kind of edges of the bridge and then just have that kind of receding viewpoint perspective so that I don't think it's going to be hard for her. In a way, I think she's saved something that could be easy for her at the end.
I think that's right.
Just based on the fact that so many people decided to tackle it first.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe the darker part would be the end, but it doesn't look like it for Alice.
Yeah.
But I wonder, we're
yeah.
hearing some murmurs in here, so I'm sort of
Right.
wondering, okay, is somebody else close? Because, here we go. There's Irina Shevchenko. She's doing the water last. You're seeing that in the picture in
yes,
picture.
yes. Yep, she's doing that last. Yeah, it's going to be interesting here because this is that sort of, sometimes you'll see things kind of go so fast and then all of a sudden kind of slow because and then those pieces are just not as
Yep.
distinct as you were hoping.
So you can tell she's able to pick out right away, like here's the ones that have the bigger, what do you want to call it, like gaps in the bridge, so you can kind of tell like from
Right.
the bigger elements, like what those pieces are and where to place those. So that's Amber and Shay we were looking at there a second ago. Now we're looking at Kathy again
Okay.
and Hannah Sigler.
Oh, wow.
And now we're
I
back
think-
to Alice.
I think Alice is going to get
I
it.
think Alice has got this.
Though both of us were wrong on our estimates. I think.
Yes, we were.
This puzzle is just a little tough.
Right.
I mean, but we're talking
But look
about
at how
still sub
quickly
40.
she-
She's
yeah.
going to be sub 40 easy.
Yeah, she's going to
She'll
be sub 40 for sure.
30,
These last pieces are
sub
going to
38.
Yeah, these last pieces are just going to fly in for her, I think.
Yeah.
But she is like, having to do a little moving around here and
Yeah.
there.
Oh, and it gets stressful
Yeah,
because
it's
you can start
stressful.
to feel everyone around you.
But because nobody's done anything yet. We
Yeah.
haven't heard a cheer. We haven't heard a, so you
Yeah.
know, like, okay, all I have left is these last few pieces,
Yeah.
and it's heartbreaking if somebody were to finish right now when you're just right down to the wire. But I definitely think that she's got this. The cameras aren't moving, so that
Yeah.
tells me that there's nobody else that's this close. So I think we're looking at a repeat champion here.
Oh my gosh. She's just got to get those last few in. I can't believe she has pieces on the puzzle. I'm amazed.
I know, but she's killing it.
And
there it
she
is.
goes.
37:20 approximately. I think it's about, her final time, and what an accomplishment. Congratulations, Alice. What a relief that is for her. Oh, that's
I know,
fantastic.
she's so excited.
I mean,
She was
Nice
a
work.
little with the pairs final that we saw earlier today. She was a little bummed. I think that how things turned out, maybe not quite as much as quite as well as she would have liked, because it was such a busy image and just a really tough one.
I don't know that she
And-
likes those kinds of images.
Yeah.
I'll be so excited to talk to her about this and
Yeah.
just see how she feels
Yeah,
about this puzzle.
so-
But look at this, like Lewis at table
Wow.
37, and Lewis is getting in there too. Like, he's definitely getting close. Here we
Oh
got
my
Hannah
gosh.
Doyle. Hannah Doyle, I think, placed second last year overall, I believe.
think that's right.
And, was first in her qualifying round. Definitely also getting close. Oh boy, this is going to be a nail biter maybe for who's
this
going to be
is-
second, third, fourth, like right
It's
down the
gonna
line.
fly. It's
right?
gonna just bang, bang, bang.
It is going to fly. I think once the next person is done, we're going to see a lot of finishes happening
Yeah.
in quick succession. But
Yeah.
I think what we're also going to see is a couple-minute gap between Alice and their next closest
Yeah,
competitor.
I think you're right. Which is, shows you how incredible
Yeah.
Alice is. She's
Yep.
really such a great competitor.
She really is. Really happy for Alice. She was our national champion in 2024. And now here we are in 2026, national champion again.
Oh, but you were mentioning earlier, I thought I'd help finish the thought about the awesome table dividers that we have.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah,
we
we got
added
kind of
these-
distracted there for a second.
With people winning, weird. But yeah, we added these in 2025. At the last minute, we were able,
Yeah.
Zach said, hey, I've got these. I think I have a solution for you. We've
Up
been
until
wanting
then, it was
something.
like Scotch tape, basically. You just like
Right.
run tape down the table and
Right.
say, yeah, try not to go over this, or keep each other, keep your pieces separate.
Right.
Okay,
Is this
now who
Arena
is this
here?
we're seeing? I think that must be Arena.
Yeah.
Oh, this would be exciting for Arena.
Yeah. But yeah, those.
Arena got fourth in her qualifying round. She's at table 13.
Yeah, there is a lot of finishes on this bridge, though, kind of like we thought.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this isn't Arena.
Yeah, no.
This is.
it isn't. Oh, this
oh,
is Hannah.
Hannah.
Oh, sorry, everybody. This is Hannah we're looking at.
So far they're finishing in order of their table placement. Alice was our place first, and we had her at first. And Hannah's just got these little
last few
spaces,
little bits.
kind of last little random
Well,
stuff.
now we're looking at somebody else
Oh,
that's
right.
also really close.
Yeah, because you can actually see the difference,
yeah,
right?
with the
Hannah's
T-
filling
yeah.
in bridge, they're filling in a little bit of everything else.
So Hannah had a similar finish to Alice with finishing the bridge last. So that's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. But I definitely think Hannah's going to get second
I
here.
think so too. Oh, it's so stressful when
It
you
is so
don't know.
stressful.
You don't
Right,
know
right,
if there's someone
right.
going to finish right before you.
I mean, they get a clue when they see all the cameras. Nice work, Hannah. So about 40. I mean,
And then we've got Arena. Arena's got maybe 5 pieces left here.
yep.
Oh, wow.
Nice job. Nice
that's-
job, Arena. Number 3. Got her top 3 there. Oh, giving Becca a big hug.
So sweet.
So happy
And
for
Arena's been really in the community in a bunch of different ways. She's really great at the standard tournaments, and then she also has done our speed run before, which is doing the same puzzle over and over again. Oh, we've got Kelly about to finish here, I
Yeah,
think.
Kelly Walter about to finish.
And
Going to
Kelly
be on
Walter, fourth
number
place.
4.
Wow.
Nice work, Kelly.
And Kelly does all of this she does all this competing and practicing while in the middle of med school.
Yeah, no big deal. Oh, and Grayson,
Grayson's
just
right
finished.
behind her.
So number 5. Nice job, Grayson.
And we've got another finish right behind them
within
right here.
a few seconds. Oh my goodness, it's just going to be
This is what we thought.
Fast
This is
and Furious.
Lewis.
And Lewis.
Great job to Lewis. Wow, this must have been his jam. He was at table 37, but he just finished, what, 5th, 6th place?
Yeah, 6th place.
Wow.
Congratulations, Lewis.
And then we've got Melinda.
Yep, who we saw earlier, who was really in it there for a bit
Oh, and she's
at table 34. Otherwise, how crazy is this? 4 of the top 5 were at the top 4 tables.
That's great.
So,
Well, this is cool because it's a little of both. It's a little of that consistency, but also pointing out how this unique format creates some
change it
different
up a little
champions.
bit, right?
And I love it. I love seeing that.
yes.
And she's
Oh,
got
look
it.
at that. 40, yep, nice job, Melinda. Making it onto the stage.
Oh my
Number
gosh.
7.
Do you think she knows how close she?
I don't know. It gets hard. You don't. When you're competing and you're at the end and you just start hearing clapping happening one after another, you can't track it, so you have no idea. Okay, so now we're seeing. What's crazy is 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like, hello, folks. For
Yeah.
those of you who sit down and throw one of these out on your dining table and you're like, yeah, we're going to have a puzzle, and then it's out there for like 2 weeks, and then you're maybe watching this for the first time, and it's like, wait, they finish them in 40 minutes?
You're like,
what?
I'm sorry. Exactly. Like a half
Oh, and here we go
hour.
with Hannah Sigler. She's
Hannah
also going to
Sigler.
make it.
Nice.
Nice.
That's so great. Right. And I mean, we're talking about, we were talking earlier that in some of the prelims, Alice finished in almost under half an hour.
Right.
And we're talking about over half an hour, like, oh, that's not quite as fast. But in our first national championship, which was just 4 years ago, our top finishers were in the 50s. 54 was
Yeah,
our
right,
fastest. So
our
this
fastest.
field is just getting faster and faster so
Yes.
quickly.
The popularity of speed puzzling and this sport has just propelled people into new heights of
Yeah.
being able to just attain what I think at the time we would have considered cuckoo bananas times, to put it in a fun way.
the technical term. Yeah,
I think that
that's
is the
right.
technical term. I mean, yeah, if you'd have told me 5 years ago that we would see people finishing puzzles, 500-piece puzzles on their own in under 30 minutes, I would have thought you were crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I just a few years ago, I did our speed run puzzle for the first time, and we got
a missing
got a missing
piece.
piece.
Oh my gosh, so that was table 33. That was Sarah Stubeck and
Oh,
and I think and
Nathan
Nathan.
swooped in.
I think they could still be in this for top 10.
Yeah, and we've got one more.
Nathan
And we've got
Bieberdorf, they're just finished.
Oh, this is Kathy.
And Kathy.
Kathy
Kathy
Reuter.
Reuter.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, I was going to say with the speed run puzzle. Oh no, I can't talk about
and
it now.
Tiffany
There's so many
Medeiros.
finishes.
I know there's too many
No.
finishes.
We don't care. We don't care about that. We
Medeiros.
care about
Nice work, Tiffany.
That's amazing. I'm actually really loving having the crowd cheering for these
Yes,
finishes.
yes.
Everyone's always so kind and polite, and they
I
sort
know.
of just wave and don't celebrate. And I like the celebrating.
Yep. If anybody wants to see the full list, there we got
And we've
Jessa
got
just
Jessa
finishing.
Douglas.
The full list of results, if you go to worldjigsawpuzzle.org, you can find a results page and then look for the 2026 USA Jigsaw Nationals. And then there's a whole menu bar at the top with all the different competitions that have been happening over the course of this event. And you just look for that individual final tab, and then you can see the results
Right.
as they have been posted,
Yeah.
see their exact times, and how it's all going to shake out with these 200 puzzlers in the room.
We've got
This is Kylie
Lettingham.
Lettingham. Yeah.
Wow, and she's about to. Is she gonna podium?
From
no,
Indiana.
She's pretty close,
no,
though.
just off of the podium. I think
Wow.
we've got our top 10.
And
And there was
Jean
Jean
just
Reuter.
finished.
Yay, Jean. So finishing not very far behind her sister, just a few
She's
seconds.
Incredible.
And there we had Emma Williamson sharing a table with Kylie.
Yeah.
There we go. Amber finished. It's going to be a constant
This is
clapping
Amber
cavalcade of
Whitmill.
finishes,
That's
I
a
feel
new
like.
name to me. Some of these names I know, but it's crazy each time. There's some of these puzzlers that I haven't seen around, and so Amber Whitmill and Kylie Lettingham, I hadn't seen them before.
Yeah, they both got to come up and over the course of this event to talk to us on the live stream in their qualifying divisions.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
absolutely delightful. Everybody,
of course.
I love this. So we saw
Oh,
something a little
wow.
different. Emma just putting together a section and then just sliding it right in there. What a satisfying
very
thing to watch,
satisfying.
right? Just like seeing
just
that
watch
just
that all
like go
day.
plop right into place. That's really fun.
Yeah.
Emma has a sort of signature look with the backwards hat.
Yes.
And
she
there
sure
we're seeing
does.
Allie Arundel.
Finishing up the same way that Alice did with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that little corner of
So
that
there's definitely
bridge.
a couple, like, it's definitely not all one strategy. There's a couple of different ways to handle this. Bridge last or
Right? Or
bottom
random,
slash
like little
random.
pockets. Yep. Yeah, it's been pretty consistent with a lot of people finishing with those
Yeah.
exact same pieces in
Right.
that corner, which I didn't think looking at this looked hard, but you know,
That's
maybe
the
there's
thing.
just
It's
enough of them
always-
that are slightly the same that it's like you want to just save that for the end.
It's always so hard to tell with these, you know, as organizers, we try our best to figure out, like, oh, yeah, this will be, you know, not too hard. Or this, like, I remember there was one year.
Oh, Mari just finished. Mari finished right before Allie. We missed the actual finish, but they just went to her. She was looking relieved. So good to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just.
But
and
yeah,
there's
we try
Lauren
our
Couts.
best to-
Yeah, to catch them all.
catch
but
'em
it's
all.
hard when
Oh.
there's this many.
And they're just back to back to
Yeah,
back.
right. They're just back to back. This is like so exciting. I'm watching the puzzlers as they're just kind of all like celebrating together.
It's so
And I'm sure from their perspective, they're very relieved.
Yes.
They're done with the hard one, right? Like after this event, they're going to go
Yeah.
on to compete as teams.
Right.
Which is the most fun event.
It's the most. So it's so funny because when we started all of this, we had individuals last because I think a lot of times people are kind of
they
most
think of
excited
it as like
to
the
spectate
build up,
that,
right?
right?
For the spectator,
Right,
exactly.
right, right.
That's the most maybe
But
exciting.
for the competing, it's so fun to end on teams. It's such a kind of a relief and a way to celebrate the weekend. And that's been kind of the balance with this community. This community is such a competitive bunch, and so we want to celebrate that portion of things, but then it's also built on fun and community, and so we made that transition to ending on something like teams to keep that a little bit lighthearted because it's a sport, but it's also puzzles. And
Yes,
so
exactly.
we
have
know
to
what
re-
we're about.
Right. We have to remind ourselves sometimes it's a sport, but it's also jigsaw
Yeah.
puzzles.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be fun,
That's right.
I make this joke a lot. If you've listened to me on other live streams, you know that I like to joke about, leave it to this community to take something that's intended to be a really nice, relaxing thing and make it super
Make it
stressful.
stressful. That's like a lot of people get really kind of cranky when you tell them about this because it kind of
Right.
like offends them that
People
you would
have a
take their
visceral
relaxing
reaction, yeah.
hobby and make it something that it totally different. And so to them, I always just say, like, I know we took a relaxing thing and we made it stressful. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. But it can be really fun to watch.
Oh my
We got
gosh.
Hannah Scott.
This is so exciting. We are about to be joined
Oh,
by 3 competitors.
Oh, yes.
All at once. Our top 3 placers in this round.
Oh, hey, ladies,
Alice
how's it
Rowe,
going?
Hannah Doyle, and Irina Shvidchenko. Am I getting that right? Yes. Oh, sorry.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yes. Congratulations, ladies. I mean, amazing. Like, that was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
You were just incredible.
so excited for you guys.
Thank you so much.
How are you all feeling? Like, what's going on?
Shaking still. Yeah. That was crazy.
What did you think when you opened it? Or could you tell at all?
Could you tell it was round before you
yeah.
opened?
Tell
Well,
us,
the
right?
box
You
could looks hear like the murmurs suspiciously- go down, and
The
it was
rumors
a
were
round puzzle. It's a
spreading.
round
So when we
puzzle.
have the puzzles on the tables, they're in a bag. It's supposed to hide what the puzzle is.
Yeah.
But the experienced puzzlers know if that bag looks a little more square than rectangular, it's going to be a round puzzle.
Right.
So what did you think when you realized it was going to be round?
Well, I was like, oh, this is a pretty unique image for a circle puzzle. Like, I'm familiar with the circle of colors ones, but
Sure.
this was like just kind of a normal scene, but it happened to be in a circle. So I knew it was going to be a different experience.
Yeah.
I like that it was a normal scene inside of a circle, like compared to a color. I think like I'm better at the when it maps straight to the image in
kind
a
of
way.
a more standard
So I had like
scene.
a better experience that way, I think, than if I had a circle of color
Yeah.
or like a round one
Right.
the other way.
What about you, Alice?
I loved the image. I had a little heart attack at the beginning because like piece management can be a lot more difficult because they're larger. I really enjoy doing the edge first, and so I had like chunks of the edge done, but like I didn't have enough space to be able to like fully connect the
Sure.
edge like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
That's good. That's good
Yeah,
to hear.
same. I tried to do the edge first and I had it done completely, but I had to like pile my pieces on the side and I was like, they're not going to be in a flat area and it's okay. That worked well.
Yeah, it's been interesting watching because there have been such different strategies. Some people ended on the bridge and some people ended on sort of just a mishmash of things. I think, Alice, you ended on the bridge.
Yeah.
And
Anna ended on the bridge.
I ended on the bridge.
Oh, the bridge was the second thing I did.
I was
so-
gonna say, I thought, yeah.
I can see all the yellow. I'm picking it out.
Yep.
I like couldn't make sense of like the little designs on the bridge. Like even though they are like smaller to larger, like I was still struggling at the end.
Me too.
I used like the P shape in the very center to help a lot. And once I had that center like circle, because you know the centerpiece is like
right.
Yeah.
a circle.
Yeah.
So I used that to help me anchor myself to the bridge, which
Yeah.
helped a lot, I think.
That's what I mentioned that earlier. It was sort of like, oh, I'm surprised I wasn't seeing more of that little circle piece. But like you guys said, since the image is so kind of a standard image, I can see not starting there.
Yeah, I think I had like 3 or 4 of like the middle like pieces because definitely the ones right around that circle are very obvious that like they're rounded and they have to go there. But after that, they get a little more murky, and
Makes
so
sense.
I like had that middle chunk and then nothing else really around it for a while.
That makes
Well,
sense.
I'm just going to tell you, when we saw this as a possibility, we were like, well, that'll calm everyone because it's just this like soft, beautiful image. Did it calm you, or were you still like, yeah, no way, it's still super stressful because it's an individual final?
I mean, I was kind of a mess at the beginning. I think I like saw too many things. The image is like nice and serene. I like the swans. And I was like very distracted by the flowers, and I tried to do them like for a long time and it wasn't going super well. But I guess, yeah, I like that the content of the image is nice and pretty.
Yeah, it was very different vibe than the Paris puzzle.
Yeah.
Like a different
Yes.
intensity.
Yeah, you just went from that round into this
Yeah.
round, and it is a real dramatic shift. Right?
Yeah. Very, very detailed, busy to a nice evening in the afternoon in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the flowers were definitely more difficult because I started with the sky and I was like, I should be doing the flowers. Like, I think I should be, but like, is that the right move? And I started doing them and I kept like coming back to them. Like, I'd put in a few pieces, do a different section, and then come back to them.
I would say 90% of the puzzlers filled this all
Yeah.
in pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It was just like across the board.
Yeah.
Every table you went to, it was like everybody did the buildings in the sky and the little bit of tree up here, like that went in first. And then a lot of people did like do the bridge right away. But I'm surprised to hear that the flowers are a little challenging because that was something we were just like, oh, I bet you can just pick those flowers out and just like plop those in, but I guess not.
Yeah.
I had trouble finding like the white flowers at like the bottom slightly right. I looked for those multiple times because they seem like they should be distinct, and I don't know if I just couldn't find them, but like I kept going back and like getting a piece or two of like those, and then eventually like it came together.
Right.
Yeah, and I kept getting confused with like the red ones at the bottom and the red ones at the top. And I was
Yeah.
finding that really hard. So
yeah.
I was similar to Alice, I think. Like I had to keep coming back to them and doing like a couple at a time.
I think I ended at the green flowers at the bottom. That was my last thing that I did.
Yeah.
I was like,
Did any of you, was the water at all hard? Because it's a little darker, so I was like, was it at all murky, or was it pretty easy to
it wasn't
get
too
that
bad.
together?
I think.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it
There's
wasn't
like
too
on the
bad.
left side, there's like a yellow stripe right under the bridge. There's like green. The ducks were super fun to put together, like the swans. There was enough detail
Yeah.
where it was pretty easy.
So nothing super like frustrating, more just like keep going in the groove.
Have to
kind of
grind,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying I felt like this one was a lot of like where do I start?
Yeah.
Like, where do I start? And then do I stay focused there or do I move on? Was that kind of how you guys felt?
Yeah, I tried to start with the buildings and found them really hard for some reason. So I was jumping around a lot, I think.
Yeah, I think it's how much time do you spend on any one area? Because it's like I have some of the trees. I know I don't have all the tree pieces, but like, how long do I spend trying to put those together versus moving on to something else?
Right. That makes sense.
It's just steady, the finishes in here, which we
Yeah.
love to hear it, right? Like, it's going to be so exciting to see if everybody in here finishes before the end of the hour and a half. I mean, I do think it's interesting. Like, we had no idea what to predict for time because it's like it's a round and we hadn't done one of those.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it was sort of like we're just watching as the clock is going and being like, okay, maybe it's going to be 30, oh, maybe 35. Maybe
Right,
40.
right.
Like, it was just sort of like you just didn't know.
And we also had, because it's round, it's a little bit different. Some competitors that maybe were a little further back in the room that maybe we weren't expecting to be as far along.
So,
were like,
yeah, in our top 10, we're going to have a lot of new names. We've got Lewis in there, Lewis Dracobli Heisel. We got Melinda Schockler, Sarah Strubeck, Nathan Uberdorf is going to make it, I think. I haven't looked at the official results, but we're going to have a lot of new names in the mix,
That's
which is
cool.
so exciting.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone practiced round puzzles from the
Yeah.
people I talked to.
Really?
Really?
Not. I did like one.
I did one also.
maybe that was for Worlds. I feel like there's been points where I've heard some puzzlers be like, I practiced the rounds, but I think for Worlds, because they tend to have them.
Yeah.
I
We
think on Peace,
surprised you this year.
On Peace Talks, there was a rumor it was going to be in teams. So like our team did one, and then I don't remember the last time I've done a round puzzle.
Right,
'Cause I
yeah.
feel like I sort of exhausted all of them, and I don't tend to do puzzles more than once.
For any
'Cause
of
I
our
feel like there's so
listeners.
many
Yeah.
puzzles
Right.
for me to do.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that our listeners fully appreciate how much the puzzlers do all of the puzzles that there are. So
Yes.
Alice isn't kidding when she says she's exhausted all the round puzzles available.
It's like you get
to
every
practice.
Ravensburger you can, and
Yes.
that's all of them, and then you do them
Yes.
multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the top 5, not a lot of new names there. It's Alice, Hannah, Irina, Kelly, Grayson. But then, 6, Lewis, 7, Melinda, 8, Hannah Sigler,
All right.
9, Sarah Stubeck, 10, Nathan Bieberdorf. I mean, some new names in the mix.
Yeah.
So
That's super
really
exciting.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really fun.
And I'm so happy for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
that's
so
awesome.
I mean, we've talked about this a lot. The USA has this deep bench of really talented puzzlers. And if you're one of those folks that's kind of on the bubble, you're like, well, sometimes I do really well, but there's these other 10, 20 people ahead of me. It's exciting to see
It's
that
so fun.
maybe they didn't come into this expecting
Yeah.
that they would make it on stage and get a trophy, and now they're going to. So
And those
that's really
trophies
cool.
are super cool. Those
Yeah,
little
they're
puzzle
cool.
piece
I mean,
trophies.
they're puzzle piece trophies, so,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, do you have a few now? You put them together each other?
I think they're
Do they
all
fit?
different sizes.
Oh, no.
We got to work on that. We're just win more of each division. Alice, get it together.
Yeah, geez, Alice. What are you doing? No, I mean, it's just was so much fun to watch you. I know for you it's incredibly stressful, and it is for us to an extent, just because it's like the intensity and the sort of tension of it.
Well,
but
just like getting it right. We want to
Right?
make sure that it's good for you guys.
Exactly.
And that's, we want to catch you right as you finish and make sure nothing goes wrong. Because
Right.
that's what makes us happy because we know it makes you guys happy. So
I feel like I'll say it again and again. You guys put in so much effort and so much work to make this event possible, and it's been amazing.
Oh, good.
Like the convention, the competition, all of it. Thank you so much.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
so happy.
It's
to
been
hear that.
so much fun. Like, it's
Great.
awesome. Yeah.
I agree, yeah. And the images this year have been awesome. Like,
Oh, good.
I mean, I've really enjoyed all of them, I think. Well,
I
everyone
mean,
that I've
this
been
one
to.
had a few flowers, so
Yeah, everyone has flowers.
2025 had lots and lots of flowers.
Yep.
By the end, puzzlers were a little over the flowers, I think. But it's a little nod here, which we definitely did on purpose because we remembered and wanted to.
Yes, exactly. And now, I mean, is the rest of today just like bonus, like just fun, or are you still nervous going
for
into the
teams.
team final?
I think there's some of those nerves, but I just adore my team. We have so much fun. We try to keep it lighthearted and just like, it's a time where we all get to hang out and do puzzles.
Right.
Like, of course, we want to compete, we want to do well, but also, like, these are amazing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for teams, and I think it's now for sure going to be at least one Steve Reed because we haven't seen his puzzle
What do you
yet.
mean? How do you guys know?
And I'm really personally very excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Steve. Oh, go ahead. Ernie.
No, I think it's great that we're ending on teams because it's so nice to like kind of end the day in like a high almost because we always have such a great time together. So
That's what we were just saying, that, solo is a bit stressful, and we used to end on solo because it's such an impressive feat to kind of end on.
Yes.
But then we talked about switching over to have teams because then it's a little more celebratory and it's kind of like...
The energy in the room is just like, it's just a different vibe, right? And so, I'm so glad we've switched up the format. We will never go back. Don't worry. Because, I mean, we're all puzzlers too. We know what it feels like, and we want it to be the best experience possible for all of you. So, so we're excited to be ending on that too. And it's just fun. I mean, it's when the room is the most packed, right? There's like 800 people in here just like ready to go, or 400. And it's just so much fun. No, you're not wrong. Steve Reed has not made an appearance yet this weekend. So probably wasn't here just to sign regular puzzles. So, you might be seeing one of those in the next round.
Pretty good guess, you guys.
Did we throw you off a little with having the different signing times for them? So it was like they were doing more than one, so you didn't really know for sure?
Well, I was talking to my team last night, and we were like, for Rose Cat Con, well, she already did one signing, and like we haven't seen her puzzles yet. Like, when is her signing tomorrow? What could that mean?
I suppose
it's fun to like guess and like try to predict what's gonna come up when.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I do think with that it was hilarious because, and I think it was you, Hannah, that said when we were talking earlier about that puzzle that you were like, is this a Rose Cat puzzle? Like, what? So even if people had that expectation, they would have had no idea that that's what that art would have looked like, because her art style is usually so much different.
Usually really different.
But I was really excited about this. This is probably the puzzle that I was most excited about.
You were the most excited about that one.
I love this one.
This one, while beautiful, we have so many great images. I would have to think about what my favorite one is. I would have to remember which ones those were.
Well, don't give anything away if it's one to come yet, Allie. Got to keep that tight, under wraps.
Like I remember what there is. We have so many details going on that we don't remember everything, and I purposefully try very hard not to remember what the images are. That way I have no idea, so I can't give it away because I don't know. You can make your guesses about, since Steve hasn't appeared, but that's about it.
Maybe I get to wait and see, I guess.
Well, so after you finished, I do have to just ask, what did you do first? Because, we're always moving on to the next finisher and the next finisher. So what happened right after you were done? Alice, I feel like, did you disappear?
I went and hugged my dad.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
I hugged Michaela Keener, who's volunteering. I had been talking to her before, and I was like, my one goal is to not have a missing piece. And I didn't have a missing piece.
Nice.
Finally.
Yes.
And so she hugged me and congratulated me for achieving my goal.
I like sat for a second because I was still like off shaking basically, and then Becca came over and I hugged her, and it was really nice.
Oh, you did? You had such a
We
sweet
did
hug.
see that. We did see that.
And then I almost cried.
I know, it's so funny with this because, like, we talked about earlier, like, we're like, it's just puzzles, but like, you do get emotional about it. And like, I think because everyone, like we talked about, so deeply cares about each other, and like, everyone's trying so hard. And I think everyone here is really high performing people. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and we want to excel at everything. And so we're just really excited when each other does well and does what we're hoping to do. And
I love this community.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, I don't have anything else to add. I love the community.
Well, with that said, on that note, we will let you go. You were incredible today. We so enjoyed watching you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm so proud. I'm like a proud mom right now, proud puzzle mom. I'm just like, I'm so happy for all of you. Yeah. But yes, incredible job. And we can't wait to watch you in the teams.
Yeah.
And have fun. I hope you have fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice work. We are at 106. I'm going to check with the crew on the floor. Where are we at? Like, are we looking around the room? I still see quite a few puzzlers going, but it's hard to tell. Are we going to have this place clear out by 1:15? What are we looking at?
So great.
That would be amazing.
Our goal always as organizers, we want everyone to finish every time because it feels great. You
Right?
don't want to walk away not having mostly completed a puzzle. You want to complete
Yeah,
it. We
you
want
wanna
that
finish.
for them too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
man, that would be so great.
I should say we do have 24 minutes or so left to go. So we have a good amount of time. And I think with these folks having all had to place in the top 50 to get here, I think it's a good chance we're
Yeah.
going to end this before an hour and a
I
half.
think so. Yeah, that's a really great point. Like as this expands, and we have to kind
Oh,
of
last piece.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Isa! Oh my
Isa,
gosh,
we love
Isa
Isa so
is one
much.
of our year-round volunteers. Allie can speak to this.
Yeah, Isa is our lead for our event results team. They came in excited to help out. We have a ranking system that we use to try to gauge kind of on average
Called
how do
JPAR.
puzzlers, it's
Yep.
called the Jigsaw Puzzle Association rating, and it helps kind of gauge.
Melinda, shout out to Melinda. She
Yeah.
just finished.
She's so great. But on average, how do people compete against, compared to each other?
Mm-hmm.
And Issa's been just crushing it on those tasks and bringing a whole team. We have some fun things to visualize all of the
Exactly.
data too. So.
Yeah. So if you're curious about that, go to our website, usajigsaw.org. It's the USA Jigsaw Puzzle Association's system for, like you said, sort of providing a rating for the puzzlers.
Yep.
So we have a sense of where folks stack up. I mean, that's how we know which tables to put them at this event.
Right.
So that we know who our top competitors are. So it's easier for us to kind
Right.
of keep an eye on their
And
progress.
we know it won't be perfect. It's not going
Exact.
to be
It's not
exact
exact,
every
right?
time,
Yep.
because it's an average,
Right.
of how everyone does. But it is really cool. I think maybe you saw that the data we had sort of one of our other volunteers on the team,
Jacob, shout out Jacob.
Yep, he plotted the placements of everyone based on their JPAR versus how they did in the competition to see how that kind of correlated, and it was really spot
It is
on.
a beautiful graph, right?
As a scientist, I'm like, the R value is probably so good.
It's so good. You looked at the visualizations he provided, and it was like, wow.
Yeah, we're
It's-
going to work on sharing
We're
that
gonna
out
work
so
on
people
sharing
can
it,
see,
folks. So
because
if
it's
you're
really
out there
cool.
and you love data, which I suspect there are a lot of folks that like the data, we're going to be sharing that at some point.
Yeah.
So it sounds like from the floor that there are about 20 people competing still, and that is
Okay.
all.
That's great.
And every time I look up, there's another person finishing. So I do think there's a good chance we're going to
I
end this
hope
live stream
so.
early. We're going to get a longer lunch break, Allie.
Yes. I would love it.
Somebody said, Isa, let's go. Oh, that was Jacob. Jacob is on here.
I hope
Hi, Jacob. We love
We
you.
love you, Jacob. Look at that. We love data.
We know you
Yeah.
love the data. We will bring the data.
Yeah.
Just
we're
let
so-
us maybe sleep all day Monday
I
first.
am going to do a little sleeping. I told the team I'm going to take a month off of my, my non-job job, I like to
I
call
can
it.
still talk to you in the month, though, right? It's
Yeah.
not a month off for me.
No, let's talk.
Okay, good.
still.
Okay.
Oh, because we see each other so much that not seeing you for like 3 days at this point is too long.
It's
I
going to
think.
be weird. I think the hardest part after this event for me, because we work, I don't want to sound whiny in any
no.
way, shape, or form, because this event fills the tank, so to speak.
I
come out of
I
this
feel like, okay,
so
the labor
pumped.
was worth this, baby.
It was worth it, but it has been many months of working really hard
Real
in pretty much
intense.
every spare moment that we have,
Yeah.
because we all have full-time jobs. We
Yeah.
do this for fun.
That are not puzzle related.
Exactly, that are not puzzle related. And I feel like I've talked to you every day for about the last 3 months.
That's right.
So it's going to be every day being like, do I call Allie? I don't really need to, but it feels weird not
But like,
to.
I probably should.
Right? I
right?
probably should.
Yeah, the come down.
Oh, you want her on the phone?
I don't know.
Sorry, we were just talking to our other fellow board member who
Yes.
we talk to all the time.
Who's
Faith
making
Taylor.
sure that we get lunch?
Yes, it's making sure we're getting lunch. But yes, this is amazing. Just one finish after the other. I'm so proud of all these puzzlers. I tell ya, this person, I can't see their name. I know they're on Isa's team because they have the same T-shirt, but I can't tell the name. But I mean, just so exciting. And I love seeing the chat. So many of you. Oh, wait, is Jima here? I'm seeing, oh, Jima is in the chat, everybody.
Oh, what's up, Jima?
Shout out to Jima. We miss you this year. We're so sad that you couldn't be here. I wish you were here. We love you, and we're so excited that you're on the stream and hanging out. And you just said, I missed most of the races. So sad. But I hope you get caught up.
Yeah.
But look at this. It's just one after the other. I mean,
I love the look of
oh,
delight.
That's so, I know, right?
You know, so many of these people, like we talked about earlier, they're coming not to win, but with their personal.
This person looks so chill. I
She's
just got to
like,
say right now,
okay,
she's
okay,
like so
right,
chill.
right.
And finishing in an hour 12.
Yeah.
That's
this is
a great time. That's the thing. Even if you're finishing now towards the end of this round, that's still a really good time.
Yeah. Lindsay Anderson.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of these puzzlers come in with their personal goals, and sometimes it's
Yeah.
just finish, sometimes it's make it to finals.
Yep.
Sometimes, you know, it's whatever their goals are. And so
Yeah.
it's so exciting to see them. Maybe they don't come in first place, but they're still so excited because
Yeah.
they've reached their goal.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people are. They're just aiming for that personal, maybe their personal best time, or just like you said, just to finish. So somebody just said, if you all don't know Jima, she is the best puzzle Twitch stream of all. I just love puzzles, and you are not wrong. And also, I just saw hello, Val, hi. And congrats to Jima because she won a Webby this year.
She
Big
is
deal.
crushing
it. She is like puzzle influencer extraordinaire.
She also said hi to me. Oh, hi.
Hi,
Yeah.
Ellie, yes. So we're glad that you're on there watching.
Yeah, she's.
We hope you're.
It
hope
was
you're at
a
the next
Webby,
one.
or there's also a Twitch award.
Oh,
right.
I think it was a Webby. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat,
tell
but
us,
I
Jima.
thought it was a Web. I thought she won a Webby award.
Yeah, she'll tell us. But she's
Yeah.
been winning, I think, just awards left and right. And then
Right.
she's also the subject of a documentary.
Yes.
That's so there's a
I think
documentary
it's Puzzle
short.
People. Yeah,
and then
documentary
there's-
short that's played at festivals like
Yeah.
all over the country.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, one after the other.
We've
like
got to
the
be getting
t-shirt.
close to
Oh my
all
gosh.
finishers.
Shout out to the camera crew from Film Quality Services based here in Atlanta. They have just been a nice pickup. They have just been killing it this weekend with catching these
All the
finishes,
catches.
giving us beautiful shots. It is a bit chaotic in here, but they have been doing such
Yeah.
a good job. And then
It's
this is the
tough.
first time they're covering of an event like
And
this.
a lot of times the production companies are sort of like, okay, are your slides ready? And we're like, no, we need you to go look at puzzlers and catch their finishes.
And,
And these guys were like,
fast-paced, but these guys were
They were
ready
on
to
it.
go. This
They-
crew, yes, they're used to covering like esports,
Yeah.
lots of like live streaming events like this.
Right.
And it's been such a pleasure to work with them. They've been so much fun.
Yeah.
I am constantly having to keep myself from engaging because I can hear the chatter
Yeah.
on my headphones, and it's nice because they let me know when, you know, hey Val, this is happening or whatever. But yesterday they were making so many hilarious jokes, and I'm
Oh.
like, you guys are killing me because I'm just wanting to laugh at your jokes.
You're just
But
like laughing, and people are like, are you okay?
at one point they were like, should we give Val a sound effects board and she could be like, wah, wah, wah. And I was
Oh,
like, yes, please. And
my
I was
gosh.
hilarious, but it was so much, there's just so much fun.
Can you please get a sound effects?
I know,
board?
I want that now.
You should have
I'm like,
that.
you guys keep offering
Don't
me
be
these
joking
things.
about stuff you can't back up.
But yeah, they're doing amazing, and they have been on their feet all weekend,
Yeah.
all day long, just like cruising from one end to the other to get all the finishes, as many as they can. And we're so appreciative. They've just been a blast to work with. We hope that you've all liked it and that you've had a good time watching. Camera Crew 100, nice. This has been the best photo crew I've seen. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Been noticeably great this year. Oh, they're going to love hearing that. That's
Oh my
so
gosh,
cool.
you guys, they've been so sweet. They're equally excited about this. They
I know.
knew about puzzle
They did.
competitions ahead of time,
I
and they were
know.
like, "I'm sorry, we get to help you
Right.
like, bring this to life." And we're like, "Yes,
yeah,
please."
I sent them just an email like cold. It's like, hey, we're having this event coming up in Atlanta. Would you be interested? And it was like, we already watch competitive speed puzzling, so yeah, we would be interested. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, so cool.
It's
Like
been
they
so
were just
great.
like in it from the beginning.
I
Like we
love
want
that.
this to be the best stream out there. So they have been doing everything they can to make that possible. 116.22. Is this our last? Like how many? Oh, I think we're almost getting down to the last couple
another
people.
One there.
I see somebody, right? Yep.
Yeah.
But the
With
cameras,
red,
they're
bow
literally
there.
just running from one end to the other
Yeah.
trying to catch, and we're getting down there.
And we've got UN left
Yep.
there too, I think.
I think that's why you're seeing us on camera more, because there's so many. We're getting messages left and right here. So somebody asked in the chat, what would someone have to do to volunteer at puzzle events? That is a great question. So one of the things I wanted to shout out on the stream today is our state orgs. So right now we have a program. It's like to establish sort of state organization affiliates. And so it's basically helping to provide support and resources for people that want to start a Jigsaw Puzzle Association in their state so that they can host events that are easier to get to, that are more regional and local focused. And it's been going incredibly well. We already have 11 official state associations. So if you go to our website, usajigsaw.org, you can see a list of all of those, and then find your state.
Yeah.
And then if you don't see one in your state, we have an interest form where you can fill that in and let us know that you're interested, and we can use that to help connect you with other people that are interested.
Right, exactly.
So that you can start networking and get some events going. And that's how this all starts,
That's
right, Allie?
And it's so much fun too, because puzzle people are organized people, because really, if you think about it, doing a puzzle is organizing for fun.
Right.
And
no wonder we're so good at this.
Right, exactly. And so it's great to work with these people because everyone's organizing. Everyone's loves organizing.
Right.
And so, yeah, reaching out to them is a great way. Like you said, the state orgs have been growing. We've been like trying our hardest to get the state org stuff launched. They've been like knocking down the door, and we're sort of like, okay, sorry, we'll get that
I know,
for
we've
you.
been so busy organizing this that we're just like struggling to keep up, but we're so thrilled to see this really taking off. So yeah, I would say check for state org, see if there's stuff happening. Congrats to this person who just finished. I just heard from the crew on the floor. I think there's only 3 puzzlers left now at this point. And I think we're going to be done 10 minutes before this competition's over. I feel like every year the competitions are going to get shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
As we discover that, like, we don't need to give people an hour and a half.
Wow.
We already did that with pairs. We used to do an hour and a half. Now it's down to an hour and 15.
It's wild.
Because everybody's finishing. And, you know, you don't need to listen to us just chat about nothing.
I mean, they can. We're so interesting.
We just, you know, we will go until everybody's done. And because we want to keep highlighting these folks. I love that somebody comes into this and they're like telling their friends and family potentially, oh, hey, well, there's a live stream, but I probably won't be on it. And then they end up being a source of focus for 5 minutes at the end. And they're like the only one.
It's the best,
It's
too.
the best.
Yeah, like, and I think what's so cool is that, you know, everyone is there to cheer them on. Like, everyone is so excited for them.
Like, there's still people in the room, and when we get down to that last person, there's going to be a big eruption of applause for that last person that's going to finish.
Yeah. I've heard it from some before that they're sort of like, they're like, wow, I feel like a superstar.
Right?
But, like, they are a superstar because it's so hard to, you know, continue on when you maybe see the room kind of emptying out. Even for myself, when I've had that happen and, you know, maybe not the last person left in the room, whenever it empties out, it gets difficult. And so to persevere.
Oh, look at that. Look at that relief on her face. So that was at 150, 157. I'm going to find the name.
Ewan is her name.
Oh, was it Ewan?
Ewan, yep.
Oh, nice.
The way her name is spelled, I was like, how do I say that? And she said, it's like, you win. And I was like, what a great way to put that.
That's awesome. Congrats, Ewan.
Yeah. And I think we've maybe got just
I think there's
one
only
more.
a couple left. So we have team 138, table 138 and 198 are the last 2. Abigail Ricketts-Savitt, and then 198, Callie Simmons. Those are our 2 final puzzlers in this round. And my guess is they're both going to finish under the 130.
I think so. Oh,
So
wow,
this
'cause
is
she-
Abigail we're watching right now, and almost finished. Just a few
Oh,
pieces to go.
wow. Oh
So
my
go,
gosh.
Abigail.
And she's one
you've
of those
got
that
this.
finished with a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Abigail.
Somebody in the chat just said, good to remember. Nice work, Abigail. Somebody said, good to remember that
That's
these
right.
last people beat out a lot of others to make it into this final.
That's right.
100% true. They were in the top 50 in their qualifier.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a really good point to make.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You always got to think about what this race is, you
Right,
know?
yep.
Right? And even the people who didn't qualify for this, they're way faster than their friends, right?
Yeah.
And so
And Hallie's at table 198, and she has a little ways to go there, but definitely going to
she's-
finish it in the under an hour and a
yeah,
half.
she's got a handful of minutes left. Oh, I'm so happy.
I am
love
too.
that.
That makes me just so delighted that everybody in this room is going to finish. I'm curious if we're going to get a chant going here for
Oh my gosh.
Hallie at the end. Are we going to see?
I'm conflicted on the chant. On one hand, I
You
like
don't
it.
wanna,
On the
like,
other
traumatize
hand,
them?
yeah, you don't want, because then you get more stressed and you get more shaky and then you slow down.
Yes, and Hallie's probably already like maybe not very aware of where we are on the clock, but hasn't heard a 5-minute warning yet. So hopefully realizes
Right.
that I got a good little
Yeah,
bit of
she's
time
got
yet.
some time. What table
I don't know
number
if
is
you're going
she?
to need to do a 5-minute warning, Allie. Usually go up on stage,
I
let
know.
everybody know we got 5 minutes to go. I don't think you need to do that.
I don't think
I think
so.
we don't stress. I don't think we want to stress Hallie
Yeah.
out. We just want to let her finish this
Oh,
in
yeah,
her
yeah.
time. But she's going to be under 125. She's cooking here.
Yeah, it's so funny. We were just messaging, trying to see like, okay, do I stay put? Do I need to go do the announcement? Not gonna need it.
I don't think you're going to need it.
Oh, I'm so excited for her.
I mean, we could have somebody else go up on stage and make the
I
announcement
think-
because I,
I
want to
think-
keep you in the booth.
Yeah.
We have people in the chat saying you and I need to drop a podcast, Allie. So maybe we got to quit this hosting
Please.
business and just, oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Hallie.
Hallie.
Yes, Hallie.
Oh, she's got one
there
more
it
piece.
is. I love that. That reaction.
I'm
just
so
fantastic.
happy for her.
There it is, you guys, at 123.
Oh, she's playing it up, and I'm here for
I
it.
love it so much. That's fantastic. Wow. That was amazing.
That was-
was so exciting, everybody. We are so excited about how this round went. We hope you've enjoyed watching.
Yes.
Thanks for joining me, Allie.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun just hanging out with you. This, honestly, in such a crazy weekend, having a little time to hang out and just talk
I
about
know.
puzzles and
We barely
actually
had
see
time to hang out.
what's
Yeah.
happening.
Right? So
so
we
great.
hope all of you will join us for the team's final. It's coming up at 1:30. So we got a little bit of a break here, and we're going to watch some great puzzling in that, of course.
That's right.
That we're closing out the USA Jigsaw Nationals in Atlanta. And what a day it's going to be. But yes, that was an incredible round. So much fun.
Congrats to all the puzzlers. Job well done. And we'll see you
thanks-
for the next
yeah,
one.
See you for the next one. Thanks for joining us, everyone.